for all those individuals who want to know that how the KC 100 index is being selected, mean how the 100 companies are actually being selected, this portion of the presentation is very important for them. So the KC 100 index was introduced in November 1991 with a base value of 1000 points. As I told you that if you go through my entire video, you will say that the initial value was assigned to the KC 100 index was 1000 points, and it was in the November 1991. The index comprises of 100 companies selected on the basis of sector representation and highest free float capitalization, which captures around 80% of the total free float capitalization of the companies listed on the exchange. Remember that the initial in the November 1991, it was not based on free float capitalization. It was based on the total capitalization. But then it has been changed recently. Recently mean that in after 2012, it has changed to the free float, and we will discuss how the free float are, what does it mean and how it works. So it comprises of 100 companies, clear? And the selection procedure is in two steps. Number one, that it is it is sector based, and the other one is the free float of the highest. So we'll discuss it in detail in the next slide as well. There are total 36 sectors. Remember, these sectors keep on changing, so I'm talking about May 2020. There are 36 sectors listed on the Karachi Stock Exchange, or Pakistan Stock Exchange we call it nowadays. It is given in the next slide. We will see those sectors, at 36 sectors. But out of those 36 sectors, we exclude one sector, that is the open-ended mutual fund. Open-ended mutual fund, we exclude this one sector, and 35 companies are selected, one company from each sector, excluding this one, on the basis of the largest free float capitalization. So there are 100 companies to be selected. So 35 are selected based on whichever company is having the largest free float market capitalization of it in its own sector. So let's say there are 20 companies in a particular sector. So whichever company has the highest free float capitalization in that particular sector, it is automatically selected into the index. So 35 companies are selected like that, and the remaining 65, let's say there are total, I'm just taking a rough figure of, let's say there are 500 companies listed on stock exchange. I'm just excluding the open-ended mutual fund sector, mean that has been excluded. The other companies, they are, let's say, 500. So and there are total 35 sectors. So 35 companies will come out of 500 based on whichever company is the largest in that particular sector. 35 companies will be selected like that. Now the remaining 65, there will be 465 companies remaining. 465 companies remaining. Let's say if there are total 500 companies. So those 465 companies are then arranged in the order of largest free float capitalization to lowest free float capitalization, that is in the descending order, and the top 65 companies are then selected. So 35, whichever is the highest company in a particular sector, and the other 65 are then irrespective of the sector consideration, they are selected based on the descending order of their free float capitalization. So this is how the 100 companies are being selected. So the KC 100 index represent all the sectors excluding the open end mutual fund sector. So it has at least one company from each sector, and then the other 65 companies are selected irrespective of the sector consideration. So there can be sectors which may have all of its companies included in the index, and there can be sector which has only one company, that is which was selected based on the sector, but no other companies being included because the sector has smaller companies and therefore no other companies being included. While there can be some sectors from which, let's say if they have 10 companies, so the one company was selected based on the sector basis, and the 9 remaining were so large in size that they were also included in the index based on, because they fall in the top 65 companies therefore they are all being included. So it has representation from all sectors, and it has, then the 65 companies are based on all the free float companies, so it means it representing the largest companies as well. So this is how the KSE 100 index is being selected. These are the 36 sectors. So starting from the open-ended mutual fund, and remember that this has been actually excluded, this is not being considered, no company is selected from this one. Then from close-ended mutual fund, mudarbas, leasing, and you go down to see that there is transport, there is technology and communication, fertilizer, and going to glass and ceramic and miscellaneous. So excluding this first sector, from each sector the top companies being selected into the index, so 35 companies selected like that, and then the remaining 65 they are being selected, whichever companies are included in these sectors, in these 35 sectors, they are being arranged in descending order of their free float market capitalization, and then the 65 companies are selected like that, so it makes it total of 100 companies. Now how we determine the free float, that is an important thing. So let's understand it. Determining free float factors, how much, what do you mean by free float? The listed companies shall submit their pattern of shareholding in the prescribed manner to the exchange. And remember, generally companies they publish their shareholding pattern in the annual reports as well. There you can see as well. But then in the stock exchange, they ask in a specific format, in which what they do is they need to classify the number of the shareholding pattern in terms of how many shares are actually being held by the directors and the controlling members and government. So what the exchange will determine the free float, the of each company. Free float factor is a multiple with which the total free float market capitalization of a company is adjusted to arrive at the free float market capitalization. Once the free float of a company is determined, it is round off to the highest multiple of 5, and each company is categorized into one of the 20 bands given below. So I have just taken in up to 35%, but it goes down to ultimately 1, or you can say 100%. So whichever company it has free float, I will share a separate PDF file in which you will understand it further. But total company share their, let's say they're a company which have very large number of shares, but I'm just taking a very small number. Let's say if a company has 500 share outstanding, out of those 500 shares, let's say it's 475,000 shares or 80,000 shares are held by one family or two families, or you can say a controlling group, which are not going to sell their shares. Only around 20 to 25,000 of its shares they are being outstanding, with the general public, they are actually being traded. So it means 20,000 divided by the 500,000, and the answer that you will get will be around 4%. So it means its shares are 4%, free float shares are 4%. So any company which has greater than 0 but up to 5%, it will all fall in the 5% category. So the company that I'm referring to, which has 4% share outstanding with the general public and which can be traded, it means that company will have a factor of 5%, 0.05. Now let's say if that company has a share with the general public around, let's say 30,000 or 35,000 or 40,000, so in that case it will fall into the 10% category. If it has more, it will keep on increasing. Let's say if all of its 500 shares are with the general public and which can be traded at any point, nobody is holding the shares as a controlling share, it means we will go down and we will see that it will be equal to 1. It means, so if the value is more than 95%, 96% or 97% of its shares are outstanding and they are with the general public and it can be traded at any point of time, so then this factor would have been 1. So that free float factor multiply by its total number of shares and then multiply by the price of that company, that will determine the free float market capitalization of the company. Now here comes the stock selection, how the stocks are actually being selected. So I'm explaining that first slide based on the KC 100 index in more detail here. So this stock selection rules. The first we will start with the selection criteria for stock inclusion in the recomposed KC 100 index are, how it is being selected. The largest free float capitalization in each of the 35 Karachi Stock Exchange, which is these days we call it as Pakistan Stock Exchange sector, excluding the open-ended mutual fund sector. So in all the 35 sectors, whichever company has the largest free float capitalization in its own sector will be selected into the exchange, or the KC 100 index. Mean the 35 companies will be selected like that. The remaining index places, in this case 65, are taken up by the largest free float capitalization in the descending order. So whatever is the remaining companies in the index, those companies are arranged in the descending order of their free float market capitalization, and the top 65 companies are being included, are selected. So this makes 35 plus 65, it makes it 100 companies. Company which is these are some factors that such companies cannot be included into the index. That companies which is on the defaulters counter, or it is trading is suspended by the stock exchange, or it is declared as non-tradable in the preceding 6 months from the date of recomposition, shall not be considered in the recomposition of the KC 100 index. So for example, if there can be a situation, the company may be the top company of its sector, but it is being declared as non-tradable, or its trading is being suspended by the exchange. So even though that it is the largest company of its sector, it cannot be part of the 35 companies that we are selecting. Or similarly, that the company may still fall in the next 65 companies in the descending order, but since it is been suspended, or it has been declared as non-tradable, so this company cannot be part of the KC 100 index. This is how the KC 100 index is actually being calculated. The next thing is the recomposition of the index. So this maintenance of the index over the time requires an ongoing semi-annual. So after every 6 months there is a reconsideration. That it does not mean that those companies which were selected in 1991 for the first time to include in the KC 100 index, they still remain in the index. Companies can be replaced. New companies can beat another company based on the market free market capitalization based on the the sector, or it can be some new company can enter into the top 65. So recomposition take place. So semi-annual recomposition process actually takes place. The recomposition rules fall into two general categories. What are those general categories? I hope you are clear that one is the sector rule, that a company which was previously the top company of the sector, but let's say another company has replaced it. So it means that now the new company will be part of the index. And the second one is the free float capitalization rule, that is for the other 65 companies that are being selected. So let's say if previously another company was on 65th position, and there was another company which was on the 66th or 67th or 70th position, but now the company has performed better and its value has increased, while the company on the 65th position could not perform very well. So it means the 70th number company will replace the 65th number company, and that is the free float capitalization rule. We will explain it in more detail here. The sector rule governs the selection or the deletion of the companies on the basis of being the top free float capitalization stock in each of the 35 Pakistan Stock Exchange sectors that we have discussed. So if you are the topper in a particular sector, you are included in the index. But if you lose your position, so another company will take the position of the company which is losing. There are two rules which govern that how an existing company will be replaced with the new company. So one is a time-based rule and the other one is a value-based rule. These two rules are recommended to undertake the selection in this area. The first one is a time-based rule and the other one is value-based rule. And how they work, the application can be triggered by compliance with either of the rule, whether it comes under the time-based rule or whether it comes under the value-based rule, and I'm explaining it on the next slide. Time based rule. What does it mean? That a company not in the index previously, remember that it was not part of the, it was not the largest company of its sector previously, which become the largest in its own sector by any amount of value. Remember that, previously the previous company which has been included has a market capitalization of, let's say, 1 million, and the other company was having like 9.95 million. So but now this company in the next recomposition period, that its value has increased to, let's say, beyond 10 million, while maybe 10.2 million and 10.1 million or 10.5 million, while the other companies still remain at 10 million. So it means that it has increased in value clear by an amount of zero point 0.5 million, will enter the index. But remember, there is one point, that it will not be automatically enter, it will take some time. That's why we call it as time based rule. Will enter the index after maintaining its position as largest in the sector for two consecutive recomposition period. And remember, the recomposition periods are 6 months. So if a company maintains its top position for two consecutive periods, so then it will be included. Remember, if a company increase in value from its first company only for 3 or 4 days and then it drop down, it will not be replaced. So it means that it should maintain its position for two consecutive recomposition period. And the value based rule, it means that as a company not in the index which become the largest in its sector by a minimum of 10% greater in the capitalization value than the present largest in the sector, in which is included in the index, will enter the index after one recomposition period. So in the first case, it can be only increased by 0.5% or maybe like 2% or 3%. For that case, you have to maintain your position for two consecutive recomposition period. But if your value increased by 10% more than the existing company which is actually included in the index, and the value of the new company has 10% or more than 10% higher than that company, so if it maintains that position for one recomposition period, it will be included. So if a company has increased its value by less than 10%, it has to maintain that position for two consecutive recomposition period. But if the value has increased by 10% or more, then it has to keep that position for one. The second one is the free float, the selection of the 65 companies that was based for the sector. Now it is based on the other 65 companies, how the 65 companies are being selected. So capitalization rule governs the selection or the deletion of the companies on the basis of being among the largest free float capitalization in the stock market. So only one rule applies here, that is time based rule. And how it works, that a company not in the index may qualify for entry if it exceeds the market capitalization value of the last stock in the index selected on the basis of market capitalization for two recomposition periods. So whichever company which was the last, the 65th on the market capitalization basis, if any other company, it exceeds its value, which that company may be on the 66th position previously, or 67th or 80th, or it can be even on 90th position, but it performed very well and it become on the one of the companies which is now can be 65th number or 64th number or 60th number. So what it will do is that based on that, if it keep its position for two recomposition period, so then the the last company out of the 65 will be pushed out and this new company will be included into that, and this is how the recomposition will complete. So a qualifying company automatically pushes out the lowest capitalization the selected stock in the index. So whichever company was in the bottom, that will be out and this new company will be included into the index. This is how the KC 100 index is actually being selected. I hope you understand. Thank you so much.